Pin it. You're supposed to say put a pin in it.
Yeah, put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it, Vanessa. How you doing tonight, sir?
All right. What's going on?
Like looking in a mirror.
I've always wanted to interview myself.
Yeah. So nicely shaved chops, you know.
Yeah. Looks great.
It's the wrestling gimmick.
It is the gimmick. You need to live that gimmick.
You know, everybody has to have their gimmick, so that's what mine is.
Yeah, and I'm standing here, and I'm gonna put you over. So I think I'm living mine. My question for you is: do you take the razor to your head to shave it, like right smooth?
Oh, yeah, like a big razor.
Do you
3 times a week?
You do it yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself. Yeah.
Wow, great.
Yeah, so it's I can't grow hair only on the sides.
Yeah.
So once it was gone, had to do it.
How long you been shaving your head?
Yeah, it's been probably 15 years.
Yeah. I started shaving my head for solidarity for a baseball team at the age of 13. And haven't stopped since. So I'll let it grow till it gets to a certain point, and then I'll take literally clippers with no guard on it and just shave it off. I haven't gone to the razor, but maybe someday. I got the Moxley look now. Right.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it
It is what it is, man.
Right.
It is what it is.
Brother. So first of all, thanks for taking the time out tonight to come on.
I got all the time to talk about indie wrestling. I'll do it anytime.
I went through your Instagram because I wanted to grab a photo for the tweet and whatnot, and you're everywhere. That's all you do, I think.
I don't work on the weekends.
Oh, that makes sense.
So as soon as it's Friday, Friday's done work, it could be Friday night, I'm somewhere, Saturday night, I'm somewhere, Sunday, I'm in a different city.
Are you going somewhere this weekend?
No, there's no wrestling shows until
that's right.
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
So next Saturday is in Hamilton.
Okay.
HPW.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. I'll pull up your...
Yeah, Rip Impact's company.
Rip Impact. Who did we just talk to, Vanessa, who is trained by Rip Impact? Who did we just have on? Mother Trucker.
Laurel Cassidy.
Yeah.
Laurel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a very good student core of wrestlers that will just explode, like to take to the next generation of wrestling.
Yeah, I see it right here. February 12th. I Love Wrestling 2. HPW.
Yeah. HPW.
Hamilton's Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it's a good. It's kind of like a family show.
Okay.
But it's good wrestling. It's good wrestling. You get the atmosphere is good, the venue's good, the people are just great. They come together, like the city of Hamilton fans come together for any show there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me specifically. When the pandemic hit, I used to do this show, and I could do it whenever I could fit it in and whatnot. But when the pandemic hit, I started writing for Wrestling News World, and they wanted me. I was gonna write MLW stuff, and at the time NWA, because at that time it was bigger before they lost everybody. And they said, well, we got this indie show that's going to be on Fight, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to cover it and write about it? Now, I have never been to an independent show. I never watched an independent show. Unless you count Ring of Honor back in the day.
Yep.
Other than that, never have. Since that point, doing this show, meeting Vanessa, who's up in Canada, introducing me to a plethora of Canadian talent. I've watched a ton of independent wrestling. Fallen in love with it. Still haven't been, but that's not because of independent wrestling. That's just because I had 3 daughters and hate going outside. But to you, what is it about independent wrestling specifically that makes you just be like, shit, this is what I'm doing this weekend, Friday, Saturday. I'm traveling here. What is it?
Uh, well, mostly it's just the people, like just the fans, the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I have more admiration and respect for someone that works a 9 to 5 job and then goes to wrestle in a different city,
Yeah.
drives to a different city, then drives home, and then sometimes has to work at that night or on the weekends they'll travel everywhere, and then on Monday we're all like even me, we're all back at our normal jobs.
Yeah.
So it's just something like that where there's a totally it's like an inner working of a family
Right.
when we get together of just admiration, camaraderie, and just the passion of the just of the support of everything.
It sounds to me like fans of certain bands.
Mhm.
I follow Pearl Jam around, or at least used to when they would travel, when they tour more. And it was a family and it was a community. And the best part about it was the people you'd meet from show to show, to city to city. Sounds pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's really the same. And then when the wrestlers kind of see you travel with them as a groupie, you want to call it a groupie
Right,
because
right.
that's kind of what we are to like normal people because we like what they do. Then they're more friendlier. They kind of like talk to you more. They're kind of like come out of their shell as a wrestler when you go meet them at the merch table.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like talking to you normally.
How long have you been so entrenched in the independent scene?
I've been doing that for maybe 5 years or
Mm-hmm.
so, but the last maybe 2 years I've been traveling,
Wow.
and like it's funny because people are like, yeah, there's really no place where we're not gonna see you. I'm like, oh, if I can make it, I could probably be there.
Yeah. What's the farthest you've traveled?
I went to Quebec City
Okay.
for NSPW,
Now you'll have to
which is
help. Go ahead.
so no, like NSPW is kind of like a top tier indie promotion. So they'll bring in some wrestlers like top indie stars, former maybe WWE stars or whatever former like professional wrestling.
Right.
And the one I went to was in a baseball diamond.
Ah.
So they had it outdoors in a baseball diamond because you could at that time Quebec lifted their restrictions and they could have so many people. So they said, hey, why don't we have it in a baseball diamond? I'm like, oh. And I've never gone there. It took, and I don't drive, so I have
Okay.
to take the bus and train everywhere.
Wow. That's
So
dedication.
it was about 14 hours from my place to Quebec City.
That is
To
insane.
see a show. Yeah,
A,
yeah,
a
and,
straight shot, or do you have to take, like, do you have to transfer and take thing?
yeah. I transferred to like I think I transferred in Ottawa, and then that was another 4 or 5 hours, and then another 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, it the traveling sucks. Let's just put it that way. But
Yeah.
it's because you're going further away. That it's worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it because when the wrestlers see me that they know me from around here, they're all like, yeah, they come and give me hugs and all that,
Yeah.
and then they kind of introduce me to their their local wrestlers, and they kind of put me over as
Yeah.
to them too. And I'm just like, hey, you know what? I got nothing going on this weekend, so
I'll be
you
there.
know, no commitments. You know, as long as I get back from work, I'm okay.
Um, you talked about one of the things that attracts you and pulls you in is you meet the wrestlers and they see you travel from city to city. They have that dedication. You meet them at the merge table. Um, are there any one specific independent talent, or maybe even a what you got? Go.
Because I'm laughing. It's my boy right here.
Oh,
It's my guy.
hold on. My eyes are terrible. Oh, the walking weapon! I just saw him. He got his ass handed to him on Impact.
I know about Kenny King.
I know. We were watching it.
Yeah, Kenny King's awesome. I love Kenny King.
Yeah.
No, because whenever somebody always starts with the question, and everybody, they always know that that's my guy.
Oh, I did. See, I didn't know. I saw a bunch of pictures with a lot of people. I did see the one with Josh Alexander,
Yeah.
but that is your guy. That's your man.
Yeah, it's weird because like it's what you see is what you get with him.
Yeah.
He's a family oriented guy. He loves he loves the sport. He like the passion for it and the respect and just just the admiration of him doing that
Yeah.
is kind of like you're everybody's a fan of him.
Yeah.
And he's like I want him to succeed in whatever he does.
We've there's been several talent on here that have spoken about Josh Alexander. Nothing but the greatest things to say about him. You have nothing but the greatest things. He is on our like bucket list. He's probably the top guy on our list, I would assume, right, Vanessa, to get him on?
Yeah.
I would
But
think.
we've had like he before he became X Division champion, we were just working out a date.
Oh man, we're
But
this
then
close.
he became X Division
This
champion.
close.
So.
And now we're hearing things. I don't even know if that was clickbait title or a work or a rumor or what, but I heard his Impact time is done. I don't know. And then last night his name gets dropped on Dynamite. I don't know if that's where I would personally want to see him go. Would you like to see him on Dynamite, or does it not matter to you because he would be taking it to the next level?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's wrestlers that you'll follow, like even when they're out of Impact or WWE, Ring of Honor, or wherever. If you're a fan of them as a person, you'll want them to succeed somewhere else, and you'll follow and watch what they do. Like Ethan Page.
Yeah.
You know, once he left Impact, then he went to AEW. And you wanted he's kind of like a homegrown talent because he's still like if you're Canadian and you're from kind of like around my area, I'm gonna be happy for you to get where you're in AEW. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he is, and he was in a amazing spot last night, Ethan Page. So we'll see what happens with Josh Alexander. We got to see where this Ring of Honor stuff is going. I believe it's leading down the line to another big match with Gresham. I watched the match with him and Gresham at Terminus. It was extremely good. Ended up being a draw. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I like. Do you keep up with today's product?
Yeah, mostly like on Twitter, I'll watch like the Impact. I try to watch Impact as much as I can. If I don't watch it on the Thursday, then I'll watch it on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll keep a track of like AEW for like most like the main guys that I like Daniel Garcia.
Yep.
I've watched him when he debuted for a company called Smash Wrestling a while ago, and then I seen him just do the little Ontario indie circuit, and now he's doing his thing in AEW.
Doing his thing, yeah.
That guy is super young, like just talent-wise, he's just above what where he should be, kind of, because he's that good of being a young wrestler, and he's gonna do well in the future too.
You've traveled 13 plus hours, probably more. You have your eye on the independent scene. Give me a breakout star. Give me a sleeper. Who should?
Sleeper?
Yeah, give me someone.
Okay. Well, I love Mark Wheeler.
Okay.
He's like that's one of my guys. Is
the Golden Gun? Has he still got that?
The Golden Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like a wrestler because he's built like a wrestler. He's athletic. He's got a head on his shoulders as kind of not just wrestling, but he just wants the best for himself.
Right.
And no BS. I just want to come in and just do my job and do it well. And try and get like there. It was hard. It's hard everybody to go out west and out east to wrestle, like where we're from Ontario. So when they get out there, they did like an Eastern tour in Nova Scotia and that, and now they're going back there. Now some people are going out west to like Edmonton and Vancouver again. So it's good to spread their kind of knowledge and um because they're newer wrestlers there, so they need to get their name taken care of there too.
Yeah, we had Mark Wheeler on, phenomenal human being,
Yeah.
great stuff, the Golden Gun himself. Um, if I was gonna go up to Canada, if I was gonna go to Ontario, and I could only see one independent wrestler, or yeah, if I could only see one, who would it be?
Who would it be? Oh man, um, I really have I have high expectations. There's a guy on he's a couple years, and I get excited because he's just that great. His name's called Junior Benito.
Junior Finito.
Junior Benito. He I want to say he did his training at uh the Darks we the Darks or sorry Dark Orders school in Gatineau.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
He's been wrestling in the Ottawa area, but now he's coming down here, which is Ottawa to say Toronto is only 6 hours away, so it's not that hard to come by and then drive back. And he's he's really athletic. He's yeah, like he's really good. I
Yeah,
every chance I try and get that I can see him, I see him.
go see him.
Yeah, I'll see it. Like yeah, he's great. He's great. Yeah, he's gonna be yeah.
Junior Finito.
Benito.
Finito. As I said, Vanessa, when she like came on board and basically helping me get people on to talk to, we started with I don't remember who, but it was a Canadian wrestling
Dukes.
Tyson Dukes. Thank you,
Yeah,
Vanessa.
Tyson Boots.
Um, literally opened my mind to a lot of things in the Canadian wrestling scene. One, it's awesome, and I think it doesn't get enough looks. And then like the other thing, which is basically getting over the border to work. And I
Yeah.
think we talked a lot about that with Tyson and Mike Bailey as well. But do you feel that there's the fact that it doesn't? How do I want to say this? Doesn't get enough eyes, which is holding back some of the amazing talent in Canada.
Um, there's so many promotions in the area. There's like I want to say like 30 different little ones that so you have your top ones,
Yeah.
and then you have your like mid card ones, and you have like the kind of I always talk about the movie The Wrestler.
Okay.
That it's kind of like those type of shows where you just want to go in and you want to see just some old fashioned people hitting people. That's all, you know. So it's if there was only a couple of good, like really good ones, then the marquee wrestlers would be on there. But since it's all there's a whole whack, I'd say a whack of them that it's kind of all bunched together that you have to separate yourself from the rest of the talent. So you have to have a flashy gimmick
Right.
or some kind of thing that puts you above everybody else.
Stands
And then just
out.
say, yeah, stands out and say, I have to go see this guy if he's 3 hours away because he's that entertaining.
Yeah.
That it's kind of hard because yeah, like we don't really get too much eyes here,
Yeah.
and that's like it's tough because if the wrestlers could go across the border to get their name more um what's the word like
Exposure known.
exposure, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then the fans there will tune into what they're doing up here.
Yeah. Yep.
Like there's a company called Crossbody.
Yep.
and they're in Cambridge. So they used to bring in the Michigan guys. So they had like Jake something on there, uh, and then they had like Shogun. Yeah, that's my boy Jackson Jackson Stone.
Jackson Stone.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's signed from he signed with Impact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the newest rising star. Oh, Bhupinder. That's my boy Bhupinder.
I think
He
he was on
debuted
tonight.
for Impact.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw him earlier.
Oh, he's from he's from Windsor, and then Aiden Prince is from Windsor. Uh, lives in Windsor too. So Aiden Prince is one of the. He's a gift.
Yeah.
Let's just say he's so good, just like Speedball. He's like Speedball.
Yeah.
Speedball Bailey. And so I've had chances of talking with Speedball a lot, and I'm kind of glad that now I get to see him on TV.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's good that when they come back, when Impact comes back to Windsor, because that's where they go to St. Clair College. That I've always gone there.
Yeah. And
because it's so easy, and it's great to see those guys. And well, they used to be around the indie scene too. Like they would come like Rohit Raju.
Yep.
That just kind of just left Impact. Well, we've known each other because he's been coming to the indie scene in Ontario for a while.
Yeah.
And it's good. Like it's tough to get eyes on.
Yeah. Impact does a good job though. I'll give him that. Yeah. Scott D'Amore does great. I mean, I'm watching right now. I think I might be able to show you actually. Yeah, I'm watching right now. Jake something's in there. Speedball Bailey's in the ring. Well, they're all outside the ring at the moment, but yeah. And we had Rohit on maybe a week ago. Let's say Thursday. A week on Tuesday we had him on. Had a lot of good things to say about Impact. But he's talking about he knows his worth. He wants to take it to the next level. He feels like he needs to take it to the next level. I mean, it was a good spot. Great. Yeah.
He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. I like him.
Yeah. Have you when you were a young Chops, were you watching wrestling on TV?
Yeah, like I used to watch Impact when it was on. Well, back when it was TNA on Spike TV.
Okay.
Back in that day, but then they used to have the Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
On Saturday, the WWF at the time.
Yep.
But at that time, it was only that, and I think it was that you had to rent the the VHS tapes.
Yeah, the Coliseum home video.
Yeah. So you would have to when the pay-per-view was over, you'd have to wait a couple of weeks so you can watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then but I went through the Monday Night Raw like with WCW and WWE at the time. And WCW was good. Like they were good. And I tried to watch New Japan a lot as much as I can because their wrestling is.
It's hard because of the time zone, but New Japan's strong. If you've ever caught that, that's usually, I believe it's still on Friday nights at 10. And I mean, that's some good shit too, in the dojo there in LA, I believe.
It's in LA. Yeah.
Good stuff. Jake something. A lot of guys have. Well, Karm had a lot to say about him, and Rohit had a lot to say about him as well.
Yeah, like
and Cody Deaner, I think too.
Well, yeah, Cody Deaner is like my guy.
Yeah, he's awesome, right?
He's like when he went out from the renegade gimmick.
Yeah,
and then now he's into his other gimmick,
the violence by design.
Violence by design. But besides all of that, when I talk to him at the indie shows, it's just like this. We spend like 15 minutes just talking.
Yeah.
About just life in general. And he's great. He's a great guy.
I think when we had him on like right before he made that switch in that turn from a face to a heel, and we must have talked for like 20 minutes on the Beatles. I think it was
Yeah.
great. Now
Yeah.
now I don't know if we could get him on. I'd only want him on in character because
Oh yeah,
that'd be
like,
fun.
yeah, you can't like that's the thing. Like if you're doing like a podcast thing
Yeah.
like this, the wrestler has to be. You can't unless it's like audio, then it's okay. But you have to be in your gimmick when you're
Yeah,
like video.
yeah.
You
We've
know,
had
like Jake something. Yeah, like Jake something is. I saw him at a show called Super Kicked in
okay,
Toronto. Uh, they play music and they wrestle at the same time.
interesting. Now that
Yeah,
sounds
so
like a
they
party.
it's yeah, it's more of the kind of the hipster crowd. But you'll get Jake something there, and that's when I first saw him. And when I first saw him, I just was like, this guy's a star. Even before he was just Impact or anywhere, I'm like, this guy's got it. He's going somewhere. Because he
Yeah,
was just built like a tank. He was built like a tank.
I was just looking at him. Scary.
Yeah. Uh,
Vanessa, do you have anything for wrestling with chops?
I don't. I had the pleasure of meeting him this
Yeah,
summer, or past summer.
you said that on
Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
yeah, and oh man, and Ken Valley Wrestling. Like
Yeah.
Aaron's my boy. You
Yeah.
know, like that but that venue was awesome. It was outside. You could sit wherever you want, the ring, the lights. Bhupinder was there, Cody Diener, Stone Rockwell, Gabriel Fuerza, Von Vertigo. Like those guys are like right here. Right here. Like they're the top of the indie wrestling of Ontario.
You
These
forgot
boys
Pretty
are-
Ricky. You cannot
That's-
forget Pretty Ricky.
That's what I say. Like that's one guy's gimmick that overshines everything. Where he's brings like head above everybody else.
Oh, we know. There's no way that's a gimmick. That's who he is. There's no way.
There's nowhere he turns that off. He's 100% on all the time, even at the merch table.
Yeah.
He's 100% all the time.
Oh,
And,
he is solid gold.
yeah, like there's no like he's just gimmick. But that's probably him in real life too.
Yeah.
Where he's all like, woo.
I know he walks around with that starter jacket all day long. I know he does. I know for a fact. He came on was it the first time we had him on, Vanessa?
Yeah.
Where it's the first time we had him on the show. He came on in a starter jacket, and he had a green screen behind his video, and he was he was sitting inside the Seinfeld apartment. So that was the first thing I saw. Now I know nothing about Pretty Ricky. Vanessa says this guy's great. You're gonna love him, and so that's the first thing I see when his camera came on. And I just remember feeling like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. And it probably was like 2 minutes in. I was like, are you in the Seinfeld's apartment? And he's just played it off like, yeah, of course I am. He's just, he's
And
just,
like wrestling's dead.
yeah.
Quit wrestling.
wrestling.
Nobody should wrestle
There were no-
anymore. Like
yeah.
Pokemon cards.
He buried wrestling. That's right. He did. He totally buried it. And then I don't even remember what happened the second time he was on, but he had something
He
else.
was talking about punching somebody in the mouth
Yeah,
in the
he was-
front yard.
Yeah, you're right. And then my other big favorite is Psycho Mike.
Psycho Mike.
Psycho Mike, Zombie Mike. It might be Zombie Mike now.
So yeah, Zombie Mike is he does that at Super Kick when they do the Halloween special.
Okay.
So they'll have like 3 days that they have it. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where it's kind of like a part 1, part 2, part 3,
Yeah.
and then the third part's like finally the ultimate day that, and they get in their gimmick with the zombies and everything, and then we got my boy Mark Wheeler because they throw toilet paper at Super Kicked at him. Because he's a piece shit.
Yeah, of course. No, I got it.
So it's and people, like it's all over. Like everybody, I think brings a roll of toilet paper and they just throw it in the ring like a streamer.
Oh
And
my god.
he just stands there and he's just like, okay, yeah, okay, let's go.
Let's do it. You know, you the passion, just hearing you talk about the talent and the experience, and the love that you feel. Like I can see it, I can feel it. You've had a smile for like the
Oh
past.
yeah.
I mean, you've been on like 30 minutes now, 30 plus, and this you haven't stopped smiling. And
No, it's like that's why like uh I say whoever gets in the ring, I'll always give you at least a shot
yeah,
at kind of entertaining me. Not every wrestler is going to be on their A game, but you know what?
right,
That's that's what you love. Like
yeah,
as soon as you get in that ring, you don't have to do it, but they want to do that to put on a show for you, and I'll pay my $20, $30 for a T-shirt or an autograph if you did well.
yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Especially the people that drive further away, like you know what? You drove like 6 hours. I need to get at least an 8x10 from you, so at least you can have some coffee on the way home because you
yeah,
need you need that appreciation.
for sure. Well said. That was well said.
Do you? Yes, very well. Do you feel that like Ontario wise from like thing? Do you feel that like our women's scene is kind of lacking? I feel that like our women's
Oh,
scene is not
yeah,
as good as it should be, or there aren't as many ladies. Like I don't really know because I feel like I always see the same ladies booked all the time.
yeah. And I think everybody knows about it, but they just don't want to kind of talk about it. That the women's scene is kind of lacking. And we have the wrestlers that will want to do it and that want to wrestle, but at the same time, I I don't know if promotions want to give them a chance as to put them on the show because some fans might not like it,
Hmm.
or they might not like the wrestler, or they might see the same three or four women always wrestling, and they're like, "Oh, we just seen this match already. We already seen this match.
Yeah.
We need some new, like, fresh blood, fresh talent." And there's that's why there's a guy called named Chris that does Revolution.
Yeah,
He
Revolution. Yep.
Yeah, so he does an all female show, and it used to be he has one, I think, one in April, and it's run out of Don Colop Arena at the Battle Arts Academy. He had Rebel on there. The
Yep.
I think the second time or the first, no, the first time. I think there's only two shows, and it's it's good. Like it's all female talent. I think uh that Masha lady was on there too.
Oh, Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, she was on
Yeah.
there. Uh, and of course, like Jody Threat was on there. And there's a school in I think it's Cambridge called Off the Ropes. So it's run by a female wrestler that I think just tries to want to have an exclusive wrestling for women to train at because maybe sometimes they don't want to train with the guys
Mm-hmm.
that they want to kind of have their own where they can actually know how to wrestle a woman instead of wrestling a guy because
Right.
some females can't wrestle women, or sorry, some females can't wrestle men. it's kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of maybe hard for them to kind of like get in sync or gel with each other.
Um,
And yeah,
I think you said it right too, where maybe there's not as much women talent to spread around, and people see the same two or three or four in the same matches. It was Laurel Cassidy. I think she said that last or this Tuesday. I think she said the same thing. Like it's hard to get the matches in, but I mean I don't know. How do you feel, Vanessa? You feel it's lacking too?
I do, and then I feel that a lot of it's like the fans, and I just like I know from Chem Valley, like I have two kids, so like I can't travel too far or anything like that either without having to pay astronomical babysitting fees. But I just know from like even just the show from the summer and then the show like, that we again had like in October or December. I can't remember when we had it. But anyways, the fall show. When we had the women's championship and they announced that there was gonna be like a women's championship, like the hecklers and like the people who were like ripping on the two ladies who were trying and everything, I was like, guys, like
Right.
this is 2020, not 1980. Like let's work
Yeah,
with these
yeah.
ladies and let's like let them do their thing.
That's interesting. I would think that that wouldn't be the reaction, but I guess that's just me being naive.
Yeah, it's some wrestlers just and there's kind of, I'm not gonna say there's a stigma of male fans and female wrestlers, but it could be it could be kind of that where the females don't really want to I guess mingle at the merch table with the male fans
Yeah.
in a yeah like
Yeah.
it's I'm not chauvinistic,
Right.
but still it's I could see how tough it is, like tough for them to they're like, oh, you know what, I just wrestled a match, I don't want to go and talk to these fans because I don't want to deal with anybody's
Bullshit.
yeah
There's a lot of asshole fans. I could see.
yeah,
But then again, you could be
yeah.
Masha Slamovich and just punch him square in the
Oh,
face.
well, like and not that and like Jody Threat, you know, like you don't want to
Yeah.
like Jody Threat can. I think she took on like Josh Alexander a whole bunch of times, and she's just like, okay, hit me, like, yeah, like don't put like, yeah, I can take it, right, yeah,
Oh.
and she's good too. Like there's up and coming like female wrestlers that all they do is they need a chance. They
Yeah.
they need they need to they need the fans to give them a chance to show them and to kind of get behind them and support them.
Excellent. Another.
I am on Aaron all the time for Chem Valley. I'm like, Aaron, you hear about this girl? You hear about this girl? You hear about this girl?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's tired of getting messages from me.
Oh.
You got to start taking some bumps, Vanessa. You got to get in there.
I'm not taking any
You
bumps.
should.
I am too old for that shit. I am way too old for that shit. My time has passed.
Your time has passed.
It's okay. I've accepted it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Hey, more people.
Am
need
I
that.
above messaging the promoter?
No.
And telling him how to do his job? No.
Yeah, because like Aaron sometimes messages me. It's like, okay, keep your calendar free for this date because this is what's gonna happen. And I'm like, okay, you know what? All right, I'm there, man. I'm there. So, what do you want me to do? Like,
Yeah.
I'll just show up and I'll spread the word. I'll spread the word. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that sucks about Ontario, where some really good wrestling is far away for the normal fan to go to, that they won't get a chance to see the different fans, the different atmosphere, because some wrestlers are liked and another promotion some wrestlers are hated. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird like that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So like, do you notice the difference? Like, say like, and I'll just use like Von Vertigo for example, because him and Flares have kind of moved from the like in some places fight or flight is face, and some places they're heels. So like when they did the whole oh god, with Space Monkey and what the heck are they called?
Oh, Space Pirates.
Space Pirates, thank you.
Yeah,
so like
Pirates.
when they did the turn there and then they go somewhere else in a face. So like if you're going to those shows, like how does like the crowd react? Do they care? Like is there
Yeah, like it's really weird because I'll be cheering go. Okay, boo, boo this man. You know, like at Barry Wrestling, Mark Wheeler's not liked because I think he's hated everywhere, but there's some little ones where he's liked. But I'll just wear my shirt and go, yeah, like, yeah, Mark Wheeler, yeah. And I'm cheering for him, like, to do bad stuff. And he's just like, okay, come on, man. Like, everybody's, like, supposed to boo me. I'm like, oh, okay, boo. But,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's weird because I'm like, you were friends in another promotion, but now you're enemies. It's a different promotion. I'm like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that another time too. That same dilemma, like heel and face in different promotions, but there's not really any. There's only a select few of like running storylines on in the independent scene, and I don't even know. Like maybe Effie still got a sort of a running storyline in every promotion he goes into. People like that. Maybe a Danhausen, you know.
Like Psycho Mike too.
Psycho Mike, that's a good one. Yeah.
You know, where he his conscience talks to him. Yeah, because it's like, and every okay, so I think it's on YouTube, but you have to watch. You really have to go and watch this. It's a crossbody pro wrestling. Danhausen versus Psycho Mike.
Oh, oh my God, that does
So,
sound good.
Yes, like search it. I'm pretty sure that it's on there free. Hilarious. It's hilarious.
Is it the one where they're dancing tequila outside the
Yeah,
ring?
yeah.
Yes,
And they
that's
have,
so
like,
good. Yes,
They
it's
have
great.
like this tinfoil hats on.
Yep.
They have to read each other's mind, but they don't. But the tinfoil hats are like blocking their mind. Yeah, it's
Good stuff.
yeah, it's entertaining. Yeah.
It's solid gold.
uh,
Well, you've been a phenomenal to have on. I feel like we could talk all night. I have two more things. One's non-wrestling related, and then one, I don't know, might be wrestling related. I'm not sure. And then I'm going to give you the mic to put yourself over, which you've been doing a phenomenal job tonight anyways. My first question is, so on your Twitter,
Yep.
in the bio, you have the hashtag ISYMFS. What does that
yeah.
mean?
That's just it's kind of an acronym of like your life's not done yet. You have to succeed in everything. It's like it's more of like it's like a workout thing too, where you give it all in your
Okay.
life, and you're the person that controls your. I know the cliche is control your narrative,
Yep.
but you control what you do in your life. So if something's wrong in your life, you can't blame no one but yourself, and you have to fix it yourself. So getting help is good, but helping yourself, like your inner self, in trying to be a better person is how you have to do it. You can't lean on nobody,
Right.
because that's nobody's gonna. No, I'm not gonna say nobody's gonna help you in life,
But it's going to
but
be
that's-
you that puts yourself over.
but yeah, and that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Great. I love that. Awesome. Great stuff. And then my last question, not wrestling related at all, although maybe you could work it into that. I don't know. Before I started the show tonight, Vanessa, I hadn't even talked about this with you. I was talking about sequels. Specifically, it was a sequel to a video game, but then I had said that Back to the Future 2 is the greatest sequel of all time. There is no better sequel than that one, movie, album, anything. What is the greatest sequel?
Oh, the greatest sequel. Okay. Now this might sound kind of like not dumb, but
No, it won't be dumb. Don't worry.
no. The greatest sequel is what lies ahead in your life,
Okay.
and what the future holds for you, because you're not going to be the same person as I was yesterday.
Oh man,
So
that was good. That was deep. Damn.
That's as deep as I go.
There you go. Well done.
That's a
Woo! Spectacular.
that's a picture one, yeah.
I was gonna say Ninja Turtles. After the
Oh man.
I go all philosophy, like if I have if I'm I say if I'm the voice, because I'm like a carefree guy, if
Yeah.
I'm the voice of reason, and I have to put that out there, I have to think. Oh wow, boy, you messed up
uh,
somewhere.
I'll tell you what, man. You've been awesome. You've been great to
Thanks.
have on.
Uh,
You come on anytime. You just want to put over some anything. I don't care. So tell us
okay.
the
Yeah.
amazing weekend you had, a show you've been
Oh,
to. The door's
oh yeah.
open.
Like it's first and foremost, you have to travel and see wrestling. No matter like, not one promotion should get all your money.
Okay,
You shouldn't
I
put
like
all
that.
your eggs in one basket as a fan. Go out there and support. If it's your favorite wrestler, go travel. Do do something out of your comfort zone. I didn't travel. I just stayed in my local area for the first few years of wrestling, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, let's see what's out there. And then now I've been to Montreal to a couple of shows, and their wrestling is great. And I'm like, whoa, this is totally different, but the same
Right.
here as there. Like C4 in Ottawa is great. Destiny Wrestling is great. They both bring in superstar talents, and you if you want to pay for a show, pay $30 or $40. You're going to get a WWE-esque show
Yeah.
with the lights and everything, and the wrestling is still great. And but support also the little independent shows that need your help, that just trying not to scrape by, but just to like a share, a like, a comment on anything goes a long way. Um, I'm not really a pro wrestling tees person because I'd rather give my $20 and it goes straight to the wrestler.
Right. That makes perfect sense
And
to me.
it's it's hard for them to get money when they don't sell a lot of merch on pro wrestling tees. So I try and do as much as I can for that. So even a $20 to a t-shirt goes a long way for them to, they might only get $20 or $30 for a show,
Spectacular.
and a couple of t-shirts sales that you know that makes them happy too,
Yeah.
and just go out there and just live life, man.
Awesome.
Like life, and after this pandemic and everything gets back rolling, I said I want to travel. I want to do a lot of stuff, and I will do that. But people have to just try and get out of the comfort zone of, hopping in a car with a friend and going, paying gas money to a show that you've never been before. It's it's just something. Just the passion of it is great.
Yeah, for sure. I can
Yeah.
see it. What we do at the end of every show, I'm going to give you the mic. You've done a phenomenal job at not only putting yourself over, but friggin' independent wrestling up in Canada. So I'm going to give you the mic. You can put over anything you want. You can let us know about your social medias. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me. You can say anything you want. I don't really care. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, just follow me on Instagram, Ringside with Chops. Whenever there's a live wrestling show, you know my stories. It's always yeah, Buzz, I got my coffee because I'm always drinking coffee because I'm going everywhere. Even the wrestlers are like, yeah, Buzz at the show because they know they put a smile on their face too when they see me because it's just all just love, just
Love.
everybody like handshakes and hugs and everything is great. My Twitter's good. I try to do as much indie wrestling on my Twitter, and my Facebook is like, I know my friends are sick of me posting like wrestling stuff, but that's just that's just the way it is. Um, just go out there and get out of your comfort zone. That's all.
Well said.
It's just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do something new, learn something new, travel, and just live life, man. Because you don't know. Yeah,
You
we've
never
been
know.
stuck in here too long. We need that. We need that. The people around us.
That's right. Power of the people.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's awesome. You're infectious. I think that's the correct word. You're bringing a smile to my face. I know Vanessa's
Always
smiling.
Vanessa too. Like whenever I see her, she's always smiling and all that. And I know she's glad to see me, even though we don't see each other a lot. That those are the fans that I go to, and like that's one of the reasons the fans are like we'll get together, and we might not talk on social media or whatever, but when we see each other, it's like we never not been around each other.
Excellent.
It's just
It's great stuff.
that's it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for giving us your time tonight. And
No problem. Just me anytime.
Yeah,
Message me
anytime.
anytime.
For sure. Have yourself a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, peace. Awesome. Great stuff.